Hello everyone, it's me Brittany here, aka Fire Above Rubies. I'm here to do a music review on artist K Sparks on his album Self Portrait. I will say this isn't like a brand new release, like it just came out yesterday or anything, but it did come out this past July. It's just I hadn't heard of him prior, and I was recently approached to check out his album, and I thought it was worth listening to and worth doing a review on to share my thoughts and just to spread the word on him. I feel it's a lot of negativity out there and with music, so anything that's promoting Christ and promoting a positive message, I definitely, want to share and put it out there. Although I hadn't heard of him, he's not a new artist as far as to the music industry, and he, based on my research prior to 2012, he was more so on the secular spectrum. So around August of 2012 is when he did like a shift in his direction with music, went more on the positive end. He professes to be a Christian, so I would say, based on what I listened to with this album, that he is a blend of Christian rap and positive, and maybe some tracks would even be considered conscious rap. But overall, very positive message. He's from Queens, New York, and he's also a music producer and a writer in addition to being a rap artist. I have notes here, so I'll kind of be looking down. I'm just gonna do an overview of the album, share what I like. I'd rather highlight and celebrate what I enjoyed about the album. I'll mention what I didn't really care for, but I'm not, trying to be critical or anything. It's 18 tracks on the album. You can get it, it's available on iTunes, and it starts out with an intro, and I really like the intro, and I think why I really like the intro is because I really enjoy the art of spoken word. I do write poetry, but I'm not a spoken word artist, not yet anyway. So anyway, it really reminded me of that. I got a feel of his creativity and how he writes. And a line that I liked was, "I'm not trying to be preachy. Lord knows I got a lot of demons too. Trying to convey a message of hope, not dope. I sling truth." So I feel right at the gate, he's putting his agenda out there. He's trying to convey a message of hope and encouragement, not trying to be negative or anything. After that, it goes into the track that the album is named after, Self Portrait. And it was a part in there that I really liked, as far as he says a line about television, that the television tells you visions. And if you listen to the song, you'll kind of see in that part, it's kind of showing that we do so much based off of what TV and the media shows us, and we let it dictate what we should do, and we're so easily influenced by that, and that shouldn't be the source we're looking to for influence. The third track is called Homeschool, and it features Paul Rivers. I think his last name may be Bailey. It's kind of cut off right here, so I'm sorry if I didn't say the entire name. Basically, this track is sharing like his life story, his childhood, how he grew up. And this is where, since he's like transparent, I feel this is a track that makes him relatable, and you're able to identify with him because you may be like, oh, that's how I grew up too, or that's what I did. So I think with tracks like that, it helps us kind of connect with the artist when we see like we had the same past or the same experiences. It's a track, Blindfolds. I more so enjoyed the beat. In the next song, Autumn Blues, a line that I really liked was, Kanye told us Jesus walks, and then he walked us to the club. I could kind of go on and on about kind of how I feel about this. I feel that it's certain secular artists who they want to project a glimmer of being Christian, but then they're living all types of ways. And I'm not saying by being Christian that you're perfect, but as being a Christian, you do strive to reflect Christ and you do strive to do the right things. It really kills me when artists at award shows, secular artists and I'm not like bashing, I'm not trying to bash at all. And I'm not saying that I don't like any secular artists, because I feel that it's some artists that aren't necessarily labeled as Christian or gospel, but they still have a positive agenda and promote a positive music and uplifting music. Whereas you have some artists where, they're about sex, premarital sex, drugs, drinking, all types of behavior that go against God. So to get back to what I'm saying, it kills me if it's like an award show and they're getting up and thanking God for their success as if God's honored with the things that they're promoting within their music. So it's like with this line with Kanye, it's like he had, the big song, Jesus Walks, but then, okay, what other songs have been like that? And we pretty much know like the direction that he's gone in. And, for those who do go to the club, you probably are listening to a lot of like Kanye songs like while you're in the club. So my whole thing is either you can't be both hot and cold, and being lukewarm is the worst place to be. So decide which side you're going to be on. You're either going to serve God or you're not. He has a track called Colors, and after that it flows into another interlude, What is Love. I know they're called interludes, but I really feel like Sparks could be a spoken word artist. He does really good with these interludes that he puts together a cappella. I really liked What is Love, and it was like his own personal way of how he defines love. And I thought it was a pretty, part of it, was kind of entertaining, kind of humorous. And but at the end, like, it was just very genuine and sincere. That leads into a track called Special, which I think it has a nice beat and everything. And it featured an artist, Tina. I'm not sure how to pronounce her last name, but it's spelled Quallo. And I think she has a beautiful voice. My only thing with this track, it was kind of like R&B to me, which is nothing wrong with R&B. Just it has in the chorus or hook or whatever, it's saying, when you touch me, I feel so special. When you touch me, I feel so good. And just touch can be, defined in different ways. So it's subjective to the listener in how it's being referenced, So if some people are identifying him as a Christian artist or whatever, I hate when artists get boxed into a certain category. But as I said, it's subjective to the listener, so they could have different thoughts or opinions on that. But I thought it was a nice song, and I thought he brought on someone with great vocals. Yes, Humble's the new Cocky. I wasn't really a big fan of that particular track. Nothing against the title or anything. Just didn't enjoy it as much. After that is an interlude. I think it was called Smoke and Mirrors, but then I'm looking on iTunes and it says Shucking and Jiving. So I don't know which is the right one because I was sent the album. But anyway, I really, really like that interlude. It was my sentiments exactly, because it's talking about reality TV and our music. You see the same things, and it's no substance. I hate reality TV. I mean, the only things that I like is X Factor or The Voice. Like Love and Hip Hop and all that, to me, I'm sorry, it's like, it's garbage. And I just feel strongly, like, I feel that it makes, you know, my race look bad, really, to be honest. But yeah, like, you see all that, and then a point he was bringing out is that it's not really even all that relatable. Like, he was saying, I don't know anyone who, you know, lives like that, you know? So to me, that's like the irony in it. It's reality TV, but then it's like, it's usually not any of our, like, realities. So, like, the whole point was bringing substance. You know, it doesn't have to be anything wrong with reality TV. Add some substance to it. Add some substance to music. And I mean, just music is so influential, and it's just like a language that everyone communicates. So I just totally agree. Just add like some substance to it. After that, he has a track talking about. I know I totally didn't say that like how he says it. With that one, once again, I just enjoyed the beat. But what I will point out is this track, he does rap faster, and so I think you get to hear that side. That's something else that I meant to say. It's a lot of like versatility with this album. It's different sounds, different beats, so not everything like sounds the same. After that, he has Pop Goes the Weasel. I wasn't really a big fan of that. The next song, which I think was probably, it's definitely one of my favorites. Real Eyes, Real Lies, Real Lies. No, that sounds like a tongue twister, but it's like Real Eyes, Real Lies, and Real Lies. I really enjoyed the beat, and I just think it was this one is like for the ladies, and I think it was a great message. And basically it was kind of like addressing women who, it's like almost in a sense they're living a double life, like women who aren't really being themselves, and they're trying to keep up with a certain image, or they're trying to, you know, just trying to project another life. I like this line. He said, "You can Photoshop your pic, but not your personality." It's like who you are inside is who you are. I mean, on the outer, you can do whatever. As he said, you can Photoshop, you can cover it up with makeup, or however you choose to dress. But who you are inside, that's who you are. I felt it encouraged women to truly find who you are. And something that I will add to that, which wasn't necessarily in the song, as you come to Christ and you recognize your identity in Christ, like that's what really helps you with finding who you are, finding who Christ has predestined you to be. And just it was just a great message of just knowing that you are beautiful. And he says this thing about letting God take over. Like, stop trying to do things in your own strength. Accept who God has made you to be. Like, just let God take over and know that you're beautiful as you are. He has another interlude, which is Material Girl. And this one, you're basically hearing a woman and she's getting ready to go out. You kind of like, despite her having a young child and stuff like that, you're hearing she sounds kind of narcissistic, just very materialistic. And so that just kind of is the prologue for the next track to follow. It's a track, Conscience versus Conscious. I thought this song was pretty deep, and it's like storytelling. It tells a story, and even though you're in your conscious state of, you know, being awake and everything, but it's that versus your actual conscience. So I think it allowed you to like, once you allow your conscience to come in, you can actually take a look at what's going on and make the necessary changes. So I thought it told a good story of this man and this woman, and just a certain decision that she was considering making, and just with the conscience, like stepping in. Black kids and black guns, and it's like, um, I thought it was a good song, and it just really makes you think about just with the world state, and with with gun violence, and just guns being placed in the wrong hands. My favorite song on this album is definitely Shattered Pieces to Masterpieces. Love the song, just even love the title. The verse that comes to mind to me is God giving us beauty for our ashes. And he says this line, don't let your situation turn into your destination. I just think that's so awesome, because sometimes we get so fixated as to where we are right now in life, and we cut ourselves short from seeing what could happen, the potential, what the future holds. We forget that God has a plan and purpose for us. So you can't, allow your situation to dictate what your destination is going to be. And he also says God can take broken pieces and turn them into masterpieces. So all things are possible with God. He's able to restore. He's just able to do anything. You just have to have the faith and trust that he'll do that. Last track is called Queens, and it has a song, and then he's just kind of talking between it. You learn a little bit more about his roots, as far as his musical roots. His father was into jazz, his mother was into gospel. So you get to hear that over that track. Okay, so that was essentially my run through the tracks. Overall, I thought it was a good album. I love to hear like anything that's positive. I think he is a pretty good lyricist. Hope that you all check it out. I hope that you all enjoyed the review. Once again, his album is available on iTunes, and thank you for watching.